saint, will you be my devil? Baby, I ain't no saint, will you be my devil? Baby, don't need no saint, would you be my devil?
As I first opened the game, this was the first track I heard, and it was perfect. Indeed, a word that I use less than consoles is how I would describe my first impressions of the game. There I was sitting good 15 minutes that evening just listening to the tracks, and god damn it, I love it. Even before the game was started, the opening atmosphere building was there. Then next up, some gameplay. A new game started and... well, bust my left testicle with a car battery, another thing that I love. Animation, and done in a pretty decent way. Though one funny thing, while I was streaming, somebody mentioned this and I cannot unsee this. While the backgrounds have shadows and color depth, the characters are not even hard shaded. That was just bizarre for sure. Still, the game opens up and sets the story as a space western. It's pretty much how one of my friends described it, and it fits this perfectly. And indeed, it looks very akin to the style of StarCraft 2. Though, this will be the only game reference I'll make, or at least try to, as I think Rebel Galaxy deserves better than to be compared to others constantly. So here goes. As a space western, this game is full of atmosphere, be that music, which I'll get into in a bit, radio stations, character design, or voice acting. Everywhere you look, it's dripping with hammy charm or said atmosphere. It really gives you this cozy setting that you can just embrace and go for a wild ride. Yeah, well, there are some bad parts too, but before we get into that, what exactly is Rebel Galaxy Outlaws? The simplest way I can describe it is a space pew-pew combat with point-and-click in between, or vice versa depending on what you like more. I, for one, enjoy story more. With a team of 5 developers, obviously expecting a lot would be unreasonable, so the bigger question is, with such a small team, where was the focus put? Well, the game seems to have about 4 or 5 focal points. The story and atmosphere, music, space pew-pew combat, and ship painting. The last one is, frankly, if not one of, then the most advanced things I've seen in the past few years. But why is it there? Well, according to developers, it was a leftover from another project, and my god, just look what you can do. It's fucking Photoshop in a video game. How cool is that? Those are cacti. Yes, cacti. Oh, and that's a clam. Nothing but a clam. Just don't judge me, damn it! Seriously, on its own it could be a 3D model painting program. Basically, it's so good you may as well think that the game is just an addition for the let's paint this ship with the cacti, the Outlaws. But seriously, as for the game, the point and click may sound like a bad thing, but frankly, I don't mind not being able to walk around in the character's shoes. See, going into this game I had no idea what it was, yet the opening cinematic told me what I needed to know about it. You're just there, going along for the ride, as Juno, let's just say, resolves some face-to-face business in this wacky galaxy full of both shady and plain old silly characters. So I don't need nor want to be in Juno's shoes. I'd rather watch her be a badass, and for that, point-and-click nature just works well. Okay, menus are super snappy and I like that, but you will enjoy a lot of loading screens and shortcuts as you play, making the gameplay portions feel far and few between at times. Then another thing that stuck out to me a lot as a glorious PC Master Race member was seeing those peasant controls. Oh ye holy Gabe, be with me! But yeah, though the game has HOTAS and keyboard and mouse support, clear focus and control mapping was put on controllers, which devs freely admit. But the thing that bothered me the most as a member of glorious PC Master Race was the fact that you have no indication of which controls can be mapped to the same keys. Like the function accept also could be a pitch up key, while cancel could not. How do you distinguish them? No idea. Oh, and additionally annoying was the menu controlling mapped keys. So normally when you use WASD, you use up, down, left and right, right? Well, S key instead is going back to previous menu. And at the time, it is not remappable. So this, let's just say, caused a few frustrations along the way. Oh, and escape, which should be doing this, just opens up the Pip-Boy thing that doubles up as a menu. I mean, sure, it's nice that you can open it, but realistically, when people press escape, they just want to go to the previous menu. That's how it is on pretty much everything. And yes, some of the things that I talk about are remappable, but the point is, default mapping matters a lot. Oh, and then there's also a fact that multiple keys have doubled up on functions in one gameplay space. Here's what I mean. So here to pick up this canister or stuff, you need to press and hold W button. And to fast travel, you also need to hold W. To dock, you also need to hold W. Now, if you, let's say, accidentally miss target or suddenly just, I don't know, jerk your stick or something while pressing the W button or whatever is the controller version of it. Instead of doing the thing you wanted, now you're fast traveling. To put it in first-person shooter terms, it's like the same button that you use for shooting is triggered to interacting with the characters, and you can kill characters. Hey, I want to talk with you. Whoops. Additionally here, you summon a body to help you, and boom, now you're shooting a rocket. And what happens if you're close to, let's say, a cop? Another detail about Rebel Galaxy you can expect is a lot of hand-holding features, like the aforementioned autopilot fast travel, no manual docking, just press W and you're docked. It goes as far as to even auto-target and even pursue targets. So really, for combat, all you need is just this. But coming from a fair few space sims that I won't mention, I thought, well, I know combat. I is smart. Yamik's good at pew pew. Yeah, predictable for a game that you are not used to, but there's something, be that acceleration or deceleration in relative mouse mode or stick mode just being crap too, just something didn't quite feel right and constantly made me overshoot my target. Frankly, I didn't want to waste my stream time and off hours trying to figure out what's wrong exactly with the values, and I trusted a good old peasant auto-aim to do the job. After all, I was here for the story and atmosphere. Granted, those hand-holding features made me enjoy the game more, so don't give me that elitist attitude of easy baby mode get good. Everyone plays the game they want, and thanks to devs for giving the pleb like me some more accessible gameplay. There's something to be said about the difficulty curve for the gameplay. See, I sucked at the combat at first too, so obviously I wanted to make some cash. Some simple cash, and cargo runs were a good way to do it. But unfortunately, as soon as I picked up even a seemingly simple and safe mission, I found myself way too often being taken up the ass by a gang of overpowered pirates, with no way to talk my way out. I don't know, maybe it's the way I play the game, or is it just the NPC spawning needs readjusting, but expect that to happen to you too. Then moving on to graphics. They're okay. Character faces are pretty nice, unlike some other sims I know. Oh, and curiously, the game runs on Ogre 3D engine. Well, shit, I can't say more than that. But the visuals are okay. Nothing outstanding besides some facial details, but even so, the game has visual style that I mentioned in the beginning, so yeah, it's okay. The one thing that gives these lifeless pictures some actual beating, and in this game's case, charm and character dripping heart, is the music. Now, developers claim that there's a lot of music in the game already, and when I read that, I was certain that it would be either underused or really just meh. But as the intro of this video already showed, I love it. Been a while since music so perfectly matches the tone and style of a game that it actually gives it life. Only issue I have is that musical tone, if there's any, for systems and starports gets pretty much ruined by the loading screens, and frankly it's hard to get around it, but playing with hand-picked tones and music would only benefit the game. Still, pick any radio station you want for your favorite music and off you go. Or better yet... Yes! Fucking yes! Speaking of radio...
Yik Yak Super Snack. Nothing satisfies like Yik Yak Super Snack. High-quality desiccants concentrate the flavor and give it the hearty crunch kids love. Top food inspectors agree it's nutritionally ambiguous. So grab a bag today and dig in. That awkward tingling in your stomach is satisfaction. Yik Yak Super Snack.
Yes, it has this, and no, I will not make any comparison to any other game, damn it! Still, when it comes to audio, I noticed a multitude of issues with volume. See, the main menu volume is spot on. Then in the game when NPC radios you, the game turns down the music, yes, but not the sound effects. And then when you're being blasted by something, yeah, good luck hearing anything. Then when you used to reduce sound effects, it also reduced the dialogue too, and well, it would have been a nightmare if not for, me and other content creators who got to play this a little bit early. Some of us suggested that there would be 4 audio dials instead of 2. The master, music, sound effects, and dialogue, just like a modern game should have. Now the dialogue is put in, but master volume is still missing somewhere. Oh, and some sound effects could be added for sure, especially when NPCs use radio. At least give them some filtering or something, cause the character speaks to you in your ship through radio, the same way they do live, face to face. It just takes me out a bit. Still, when mentioning music, the music industry is not far behind. The shitheads and slimebags are right there with us. This is a complaint coming from a content creator on YouTube, so Twitch and others may not apply. But the thing is, usually when games have licensed and even copyrighted music in them, game makers pay extra money to have those nasty YouTube bots not content ID your videos, so that you as a content creator can make a video and monetize it. Or if you choose not to, leave it off. But when a company content IDs your video, they basically just take over the monetization privileges. Either put on ads on the video that you didn't want ads on, or just leave ads on. In either case, if you wanted ads or not, they will still take the money. When it comes down to Rebel Galaxy and its developer Double Damage, now they have paid for certain companies to allow monetization on videos with their music on while playing the game. That is the in-context monetization. But even so, there are still music companies that just don't care either to alter the YouTube auto-claiming bots, or they are just too slow to do it. Regardless, they will still auto-claim your content, and then you need to go and manually dispute these things, almost one by one, because YouTube crashes if you select too many claims to dispute at once. And of course, copy-paste the select text, and then just wait until they release it. Yes, some companies have already released a couple of claims, but I still have videos claimed. It's annoying no matter how you slice it. And worst of all, while the companies that have bots claiming your shit would release the claims as they are paid to do, I have a feeling that some of these shitty music companies would hold out for those 30 fucking days and only then release the claim when the YouTube demands something there to be done. Even then, I'm not trusting any single fucking cunt who content IDs anything. Oh, and speaking of that, a big fuck you to companies that abuse the content ID system, like Activision, Nintendo, and Hasbro, and more. Well, on the bright side, at least I still have you, my viewers, who support me through streams and Patreon. So big thanks to you for being awesome. Okay, rant is over. So Rebel Galaxy Outlaws. Well, I love it. The gameplay is primarily about the space pew-pews, and it shows. It's full of cutscenes, shortcuts, and hand-holding mechanics. But where the game has not been developed, there are places that shine so bright. You, like a moth to a lamp, get attracted to. For me, it's the sheer campy and hammy atmosphere, the charming characters, the wacky feeling and intriguing story, and even developer-own attitude.
Please send $1,000 to Double Damage Games to receive an image of the ship you'd like to eventually buy in our game once we finish designing it, and we'll get you on the list. Nah, I'm just with you.
It's been so long since I've enjoyed a little game like this, and it is well worth at least to take a look at. And it's kinda cute that this small dev team managed to make a story that is far more engaging and interesting than anything else the others have managed to make. Anyhow, if the game is something you're interested in, I've got an Epic Store affiliate link down below if you wish to use it. I get a small commission from it. But if you're more into Steam, GOG, or any other platform on PC, well, it's gonna be Epic Store exclusive for 12 months. So I guess I'll see you on August 13th, 2020. But what about you? What do you think of the game? So let me know down below. Also, share the video around, and I guess, well, happy cactus drawing lessons. Yes, everyone enjoys a good cactus. Okay, so we need a little needle here and